just a second.
Oh, there's a lag. No.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag, so we'll turn it so we can't see us. It's a whole lot easier.
Oh, fantastic.
So we're streaming to YouTube. Comments will be here,
Okay.
and Facebook comments will be there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never done this before. This is very exciting.
I know, right? So we'll give everybody a minute to join us if they're joining us. Anybody watching the replay always gets like a minute of weird, not
Like
not anything at the
staring
beginning.
off into space.
Yeah. We had somebody new on Facebook
Fantastic.
yesterday too. One of our staff members who'd never been on live before.
Oh,
Her
okay.
First day yesterday, so
Okay, so I'm in good company.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Welcome to my sewing room on Thursday, May 18th. I have somebody new with me, so I'll introduce her in a moment. But today was our second day of Project Hugs, and I have April, who works at Trentex,
Yes.
with me today. So April was our facilitator and helped organize and make sure we had food and quilt kits and door prizes and all those good things here. And she's somebody I deal with fairly regularly through the year. So we'll show you some of the quilts that were made today and then talk a little bit about the fabric industry from somebody in a very different part of it than me.
Yeah. Okay.
But we did not plan what we were talking about,
No.
and that's okay. So, first off, the stack of quilts through the middle here, those are the quilts that were made yesterday and today.
Yes.
Not all of them. There's a couple of people almost done.
Right, and there's still some people that did it online that have to bring it in. So
Yeah.
I mean, such an incredible.
It's been great.
Such a
It's been
great
really
effort.
fun. Everybody, I think, learned something today. I had a couple of people try a new way of binding today and decide that they hated it. That they're going to go
Not
back
for
to
everyone.
that they're going to go back to the way they used to do their binding before. And I was thinking about like the strip quilt method that we did today went together so fast. And like personally for me, I have cousins having kids who I would like to make them something, but I don't really want to invest like a pieced quilt top kind of time into them because I love them dearly, but there's just too many
Yeah.
between my side of the family and my husband's. So
Right.
our thought was that this would be a pretty quick, easy baby gift.
Yes. It's such a great beginner quilt too. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
I didn't want to start on something super complicated and get discouraged. So
Yeah.
this pattern was, I mean,
Fabulous.
it was so great.
Fabulous.
Came together. Even me was able to do it.
Yeah.
in one day.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Yeah. But yeah, I know there was one person sewing along at home today who it was her first quilt. She had a little tiny baby that her mom was taking care of while she sewed.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, so mom and daughter both picked up a kit and
Oh my
they were
gosh.
taking turns sewing and
Oh,
snuggling
that's
the
so.
baby.
Oh, so that was the one on when two people on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that was the story there, but
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah, let's hold up maybe one
Yeah.
of these all the way.
Sure.
So it's nine strips, some backing and some batting. And then really cool used pre-made binding,
Yeah.
which is not something I've used before, but it kind of felt like homemade binding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. It went together so quickly, and everyone did such a great job.
yeah. So yeah, thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem. That
Thank you
was
for arranging
such a-
this.
It was such a fun day.
This is going to be an annual thing, isn't it?
I really hope so.
Yeah.
So we had started the whole charity quilt thing a few years ago, and
Like pre-COVID.
yeah, pre that whole nightmare. So, so then of course we couldn't have it
In person.
in person, or it kind of just fell apart because we had just started.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of back into it, and hopefully it'll be an annual thing. Like I
Sweet.
really hope so.
Yeah. So if you didn't play along this year,
Yeah.
I'd
Next
say
year.
put a note in your calendar. May is Project Hug season,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
watch for it. Because I would love to do, like we had, I don't know, 15 people in here today
Yep.
about that. About
then-
8 yesterday.
Yep.
Half a dozen
And then-
online.
Yep.
And a
So-
few people who just couldn't make any of those days work and we're just making the quilt at home.
Yeah. So, and we had a sort of Trentex goal of making 1,000 quilts
Across the country.
across the country, and we did it.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
yeah, so you guys are part of that goal as well.
Yeah, and then each store was picking where their quilts were going, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
So all our quilts are going to the Luna Center. We have another charity group that sews here in the store once a month, and that's Quilts from the Heart. So we're just gonna add our stack of quilts to what they're
a
already
significant
donating.
stack. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be good.
Yeah, so I'm
so
super
excited.
excited.
Yeah.
Lots of fun today.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
But will I have somebody that works in a different part of the sewing industry than me? I thought I'd see what
For
you're.
sure. I
Um,
mean, like I'm a beginner quilter, so I didn't really know much about quilting until I started this job, which was kind of crazy. So what I do is sort of travel all over Alberta. I kind of take care of Eastern Alberta, and I travel all the way from Cold Lake down to Milk River.
Nice.
So a lot of kilometers on the van. But I do travel with about 150 to 175 pounds of fabric
Yeah.
every 2.5 months, about 2 months. And so I come to the store and I have all these samples and I say, Leah, do you want to look at these samples?
Yeah.
And I have the easy job and I just lay it all out for them to see. And they have the really hard job because the fabric that I show typically is 6 to 7 months before it hits the shelves. So the store has to figure out what they want, what the customers are going to want, like if they're going to fill in any basics, and they have to order all that stuff 6 to 7 months before they see it. So they have to figure out what projects you guys are going to want to do in 6 months and all these crazy decisions that they have to make in the 4 hours that I'm here to show fabric.
Yeah.
So really quickly they have to just pick.
Yeah.
And it's really hard.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because from most retail, like Christmas lands in stores like Walmart and everything, like
Yeah.
mid-October, early November, and it's moving further and further forward. But the fabric industry is even
It's coming
more
up quick
skewed.
here,
So
yeah.
our Christmas fabric has started to arrive already.
Yes.
For Christmas 2023.
Yeah. So, and you picked
And we
this
would have
fabric
ordered that up
in-
to a year ago, depending on the manufacturer.
Absolutely. Yep. So Christmas I actually typically sell in January
Yes.
or December. So all of this fabric that's showing up now, you picked 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy because you have to like do Christmas and then buy Christmas like literally right after.
Yes.
So that's a little bit crazy, which is, I mean, everyone wants time to get their Christmas projects done. So
Yeah,
I
and then-
understand why the fabric gets here in summer, but
Yeah, so if you're looking to come buy like a full collection of Christmas fabric in early December, we'll probably be
no.
picked
Oh yeah.
clean out
Yeah.
of some of the best pieces in the collection because
Yeah.
it would have landed like June, July,
Yeah.
August is pushing it for
Right.
for Christmas fabric deliveries.
Yeah,
which is
and-
super weird.
And when they say like if you're kind of iffy or you're on the fence about something and you should buy it now, you probably should buy it now because
Yeah.
a lot of the fabric that our distributors make or manufacturers, it's kind of one and done. So even if you were to buy the fabric, so like you didn't want to buy Christmas in July, you wanted to wait till November, chances are you probably wouldn't be able to find it again anyway. So it's kind of the struggle with fabric.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, and there's kind of two parts to fabric in our stores. There's the blenders and basics. So some of our basics, we have some Hoffman boutiques that would be a basic and reorderable.
Yes.
Because they're continue to print. Something like a solid is something that we can get again. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
that we could get again. Things like Cuddle.
Yep.
There's some like
Yeah.
basic colors of Cuddle that would be reorderable over and over again. But if you're looking for glow in the dark space fabric, like that one,
That's right.
it would be a collection
Right.
and one and done. Usually, they don't usually get reprinted.
That's right. Yeah.
So-
So the only, I guess the change in recent years would be digital prints.
Yeah.
Because those are obviously on a USB stick and they stick it into a printer and they can print out, 12 panels if that's what you needed. But that's still
There's
very
still minimum
expensive.
orders, though.
Yeah. It's very expensive to do that way. And
Yeah.
And so typically, yeah, these are printed with ink and not ink, but in a sort of traditional screen printing.
Yeah.
And so they kind of make for 10,000 meters of it, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So
and they base
yeah.
how much they're going to manufacture off of that order we did
that's right.
a year before we needed it.
Right. Exactly.
So
yeah.
if 2 stores say I want it and 22 stores say I don't, it might not even go to print, which
Yes.
is always a little bit weird.
That does happen. It's happened only a couple times in the years that I've been
Yeah,
doing it,
I
but
haven't seen
has-
it very often either,
yeah.
but
yeah, it's
must
usually
mean we're better at picking the really popular stuff.
That's right. Instead of getting that email like, we're not doing that 'cause
Yeah.
no one wants it.
Yeah, but there's always stuff to pick
Oh.
across the spectrum. So
1,000%.
yeah, but when April comes, she brings batiks and prints and solids and florals and kids and Christmas and Halloween and
Oh yeah.
uh,
It's a mishmash. But yeah.
sometimes it makes sense in the order they come out of the suitcase, and sometimes you're like,
Where did that come from?
where did that come from?
That's right.
But it's interesting because, like, I'm sure you get to know your stores and what interests they have.
Yes.
And each store will pick very differently based on both the demographics in the area
Yeah.
and kind of the vibe of the store. So
Right.
if you've got a
Yeah.
real country store, they're going to buy something very different than a store that leans really modern.
That's right. So, and that's part of the struggle too with the store, because they're seeing this print and they don't want something that's already on the shelf. Like they want something different, but they kind of want to stay within their scope of
Yeah.
their store. So, yeah, there's like so many moving parts to choosing fabric. And then
Yeah.
of course there's the delivery and manufacturing, and everyone knows that COVID was a total disaster and we had like late everything, but now it's
It's
mostly good now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really leveled out, and
Yeah.
things are coming when we expect again,
Yeah.
which is lovely.
yeah.
So much easier
That's
to
always
plan.
and it's easier to budget, and it's easier all that stuff,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys are ever wondering, kind of you're seeing collections out posted, some manufacturers don't post any photos until it's very close to landing in stores, and other manufacturers will post stuff that won't be available for another year.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's tricky from a retailer standpoint to say, oh yes, it's coming,
Right.
when
It
might
won't
be a
be
year
here.
out.
Yeah. And then
yeah. So just keep that in mind when you're seeing stuff online. Is
Yeah.
release dates. It might not actually release until October 2023.
right. And I like designers will be like, hey, kind of give you glimpses of what's coming up, and really you have to look at it and be like, 6 months from now,
Put
it'll
it in
be
your
the
calendar. That's
So-
the one print I really need
That's
in my
right.
life.
Yeah.
It's orange and it has math. That's the way to my
Oh.
heart. Gray, orange, or math.
Yeah.
So all three of those
I
things
know.
would be
I
me.
know.
So what's your
That's,
favorite color fabric?
Oh my gosh. It has to be, I'm like kind of shades of blue for sure.
Nice.
But anything geeky, really. Like periodic table, I'm in.
Ooh, do I have a quilt for you?
But like any
We're gonna go
sort-
talk machines and
That's right.
get April embroidery.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about the fabric industry.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, it's really fun, and I'm so glad that I got this opportunity to sort of travel around and meet everyone like you, and
Yeah.
so it's super.
It's been fabulous.
Mm.
Anything else you want to share from your end of the industry?
I have so much respect for the people that work in the stores and that choose the fabric. Like, they do such a good job, and it's sort of their choice of how many, like I said, hundreds of pounds of fabric samples every 2 months,
And lots of those are like, we get swatch cards where it's
yeah, like I'll have a something that looks like this, and I'll be like, of these 4, what do you want to see in 6 months in bolts?
yeah.
And so, it's just so much work, and it's figuring out what you guys want and making you guys happy, and that's hard work. So I'm blown away by the creativity of everyone. It's just, I think that's what I'm most impressed with, is you can take samples like this and be like, it looks like a quilt like this, and it's this massive
Yeah.
masterpiece. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, it's lots of fun. So yeah, if you've never made a quilt before and you want to be like all psyched and ready for Project Hugs next year.
Yes.
To do a charity sew day. I would say maybe sign up for Quilting First Class with us. She's gonna come join me.
Yeah.
So Quilting First Class is our beginner quilting class, and we go through more piecing than just strips. So
Yeah.
we're actually making 9-patch blocks, sewing borders on, doing binding, doing a perfect 1/4 inch.
Ooh. Yeah.
Proper cutting, proper piecing, proper measuring. And you go from start to finish over 4 weeks. And
Nice.
we've recorded all our class content. So
Oh, okay.
when you
great.
go home to do your homework, you're not alone.
Right. Fantastic.
And if you had to miss a day because you're on the road,
Yeah.
you'd be able to keep up
Perfect.
with the recordings. So that's something that you can look forward to when you're ready. We'll
Absolutely.
figure out her schedule and
We're
get her
gonna
in
chat,
for a
'cause
class.
I need a sewing machine too.
You're in the right place. So we've got you covered.
That's right.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. That was super
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody else at Trentex
Yes,
for
thank you.
getting the kids out the door and
Yeah.
bundling and packaging and
Oh yeah, they had like
the door
tons of fun.
prizes. And I've got a bag of goodies I haven't even peeked yet.
Yeah.
And lunch.
Yay.
So
Fantastic.
thank you, April.
Absolutely. Thank you
And
so much.
we'll say goodbye.